Okay, so today I'm going to be translating a couple of videos that Manuel put up last night or in the middle of the night and some this morning. What he's putting on, hold on, for some reason it doesn't appear that my video is streaming. I'm not sure why. Interesting. I keep having trouble with YouTube, and it's like it won't stream if it has AMLO's name. So maybe they've got some kind of a block, but what I'll do is I'll record anyway, and then I'll download it afterwards. So very interesting that it's not playing. It says video unavailable, and I know I'm streaming, so hopefully they'll catch up. Not sure what's going on. But it may be because they have a block till June 3rd on anything to do with AMLO, due to that rule about not being able to show him on the media because of some kind of elections in 6 provinces or something. In any case, I'm on the American side. It doesn't affect us, and I'm sure what he's showing, the content of this, is not going to affect any elections. It's simply about his visit to Veracruz and the Marines and saying hello to them, etc. In any case, so we're going to go ahead and get started, and let's see if we're going to be able to get anything going with this. Okay, so yeah, very odd. It will not transmit. It says video is unavailable. And so if you want, even though it says video is unavailable, just go ahead and I'm just flabbergasted that it's just not allowing me to record at all. Huh. Interesting. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. So I'm going to start with AMLO's talking over here.
Estamos en el buque Papaloapan.
Okay, so he says we're in the, now that's an interesting word, buque. What's buque? Is it the port? Let me look that up, because I don't know the meaning of that word, buque. Very interesting. Okay, so let me see if I could get the dictionary on here. Okay, there it is. Buque. No, that's not the right one. I want the translator, which is this one. Okay, buque. So I don't know how it's spelled, because I've never even heard that word. Vessel. Oh, okay. So buque is vessel. Very interesting. Okay, so I'm going to type that on my list here of words. Is vessel. Okay. So he's on the buque, and I've already forgot what he said, but let me see if I can go back just a little bit and see to translate that appropriate. It's a short one here, but there's two of them.
Papaloapan.
Papaloapan. Okay. Okay, Papaloapan. So let me go ahead and write that down, because I am going to need that. Okay, wait. Wrong keyboard. Papaloapan. The thing about Mexican Spanish is it sounds pretty much the way that it's spelled, so it's easy to spell. Okay. So now I'm going to go back and go.
La Armada de México, hoy, 1 de junio.
Of the Armada of Mexico. And it was done yesterday on the 1st of June.
Día de la Marina
It's Marine Day.
Nacional.
Oh, National Marine Day. So let me include that on my notes too. National Marine Day. Because that way, when I do my, the little explanation of where he's at, sometimes I can't remember what he said. Okay. So.
Me acompaña el almirante Ojeda.
Okay, he's accompanied by Admiral Ojeda.
Su esposa.
His wife.
Me acompaña también
And also,
el general secretario de la Defensa.
And also the General Secretary of Defense.
General Sandoval.
Sandoval. And his wife.
Nos está grabando Beatriz.
And his wife Beatriz is recording this.
Hoy es un día histórico.
Today is a historical day.
Importante.
And
Estamos
okay, a very important historical day.
Un puerto heroico.
So they're at a heroic port.
Porque aquí siempre se ha defendido a la patria.
Because they have always defended our country here.
Hecho los marinos.
The defense of our country has been by the Marines.
No olvidamos que en 1914
we cannot forget that in 1914, okay, so let me put that, 1914 is his reference. Okay.
Se invadió a nuestro país.
In 1914, our country was invaded. Okay. I'm not sure who, but I will have to research that, won't I? Okay.
Este puerto
In this port.
Y los marinos mexicanos y el pueblo de México defendieron con
And the Mexican Marines and the people of Mexico defended
honor
with
a
honor
nuestra patria.
our country.
Hoy, Día de la Marina, conmemoramos
So today, National Marine Day, we commemorate
este aniversario
this anniversary
navegando en este barco
by navigating in this boat or ship.
de guerra mexicano. Nosotros
It's a naval, what shall I say, a naval, kind of like a naval warship, I think. So let me put that on, naval warship. Okay.
no vamos a usar estas embarcaciones para invadir, para agredir.
He says, we are not going to be using these boats to invade, not to be used to invade or be aggressive, agredir. Now that's a word I would like to research. Let me look what agredir, how you would best describe agredir. Attack. Oh, attack or attack. Okay. See, that I love learning these words. Okay. Or attack.
A ningún
Any
pueblo, a
town
ninguna nación.
or nation. Not to be used to invade or attack any nation. Okay. I love it. Okay.
Desde hace mucho tiempo este barco se utiliza.
Okay, for many years, this boat has been utilized as, okay, hold on. Let me put that on there. For many, or this ship, I'm sorry, not ship. This ship has been, okay, used as, okay, so let's go back to see if the video decided to work, because it looks like it's being blocked. Yep, still being blocked. They're not allowing the video. So I will have to end the stream and I will do it later. Okay. So anyway, so it's been used as.
Utiliza para ayudar.
It's been used
Tiene una bodega.
As a rescue. Okay, let me go back and go one more step. As a rescue or assistance vessel.
De carga
Or
y
loads.
me ha informado el almirante Ojeda que han ido a otros países cuando hay desgracias a llevar apoyos de México. Para eso.
Okay, loads. And in the past, it has been used as a, I would say, rescue vessel or assistance or, okay, all right.
Van a seguir utilizando estas embarcaciones porque México quiere vivir en paz.
And that's what they plan to continue using these boats for, because Mexico wants to live in peace. Okay. Okay.
Hoy
Today,
también
also,
cumplimos 6 meses de gobierno y vamos.
okay, so today also we have been in office for 6 months. So.
Bien y de buenas.
And
Un saludo,
it's been going good,
un saludo desde el
very well.
puerto de Veracruz al pueblo de México.
So he's sending salutations from the town of Veracruz to Mexico, to the people of Mexico.
Timón, nos guiamos por la estrella polar. Vamos hacia adelante, vamos hacia el norte. México se va a convertir en una potencia económica.
So he says that they are headed north, and that Mexico is going to be converted into a great power.
Dimensión social.
Of social dimensions.
Un país justo, digno, libre.
A country that is just, dignified, free,
soberano para
sovereign.
Nuestros hijos, para nuestros nietos.
For our children and for our grandchildren.
Hay rumbo y está en buenas manos.
We're headed that way, and we're in good hands. Okay, so basically that's where that one ends, and then they were going to start with something else. So I'm going to go to the next video, so give me a second. Let me see. Okay, so I'm going to be looking for the other video while I talk to you. So just so you know, this guy is, I call him a guy, but this president is just so impressive. I'm just so impressed with his behavior, and I really want to share with you guys how impressive he is. Okay, so this is the other video he put up periodically, and then it disappeared. I couldn't find it, but luckily I saved the link, so I'm going to translate it. I'm thinking that this was either yesterday or it was this morning. I'm not sure yet, so maybe when we play it we'll find out together, okay? So here it goes.
Amigas, amigos.
Oh, wait, let me pause. Okay, I'm sorry. I want to have the one that shows him on there. Okay, there we go. Friends.
Soldados.
Soldiers.
Marinos.
Marines.
De las fuerzas militares de nuestro país.
So he says, friends, family, and military people from our country.
Me da mucho gusto tener esta conversación.
It makes me very happy to have this conversation.
Este diálogo con ustedes.
This dialogue with you all.
En efecto, le pedí al general Cienfuegos
I, in effect, or actually asked General Cienfuegos
que les convocara y que se hiciera lo mismo.
Convocara, okay. He, okay. Okay, so here we're going. Hold on, let me see. I wanted to do something here. What did I want to do? Oh my gosh. Well, let me get back to it.
Pidiéndole también su anuencia.
Oh, invocar. He wanted them to be convened. He asked that he convene the people together and to ask them to invoke.
Al almirante secretario de Marina.
Also to convene with the Admiral Secretary of Marine.
Al almirante Soberón.
And Admiral Soberón.
Está también enterado de este encuentro el comandante supremo.
And also aware the Supreme Commander is also aware of this meeting.
De las Fuerzas Armadas.
Of the armed forces.
Presidente Peña Nieto.
The President Peña Nieto.
¿Por qué
Why?
Esta reunión?
Why this meeting?
Porque vengo a convocarles.
Okay, I've got to look up that word, convocarles. Hold on just a moment, because I am not clear on the meaning. Convocar. So let's see what that means. Summon you. I'm here to summon you. Okay.
para que
Or I have summoned you here
juntos,
so that together,
de conformidad con la Constitución,
in conformity with the Constitution,
que es la ley suprema,
that is the supreme law,
podamos
we may
enfrentar el grave problema de la inseguridad.
Okay, so that we can face together this grave problem of insecurity or lack of security,
Y de la violencia
of violence
en nuestro país.
in our country.
Hay una grave crisis
There is a grave crisis
de violencia en el país,
of violence in our country
como nunca
like never before,
se había padecido.
or it had never been experienced before.
Nosotros hemos venido sosteniendo que esta crisis se originó
We have been sustaining that this crisis originated
porque se empezó a aplicar una política económica
because they began to apply a economical politic or political economics
desde hace 36 años.
that started 36 years ago,
Que hizo a un lado al pueblo de México.
that put the people of Mexico aside or set them aside.
Una política que nosotros llamamos
It's a politic or a form of politics that we name or call
antipopular
anti-popular
y entreguista.
and entreguista. That now I'd like to know how to pronounce or say that word, so I'm sorry. Entreguista. Entreguista. Okay, so they don't have a translation for that, but entreguista would be like that you give things over, to give things away, from the derivative of the language, from what I can tell.
Esa política económica
This political
ni siquiera
political economy does not even,
en términos cuantitativos,
in quantitative terms,
dio resultados.
did not give any good results or benefits.
Porque antes de que se aplicara esa política,
Because before that type of politics was applied,
desde que se empezó a pacificar el país,
at that time the country was starting to become peaceful
luego de la revolución,
after the
desde
revolution.
los años 40
Since 1940
hasta los 70
to
del siglo
1970
pasado,
of
la
the
economía
last century
crecía a una tasa promedio anual
was in a like a, he said taza, which means cup, but it means like that they had a certain amount of gains, I believe, financial situation,
del 6%
a gain of 6% annually
durante 40 años.
for 40 years.
Tuvimos crecimiento económico.
Okay, so he's talking about economic growth of 6% for 40 years prior to that 36-year period he referred to.
Esto se tradujo en que se hicieron obras de infraestructura.
That was translated by making infrastructural works,
Carreteras,
roads,
presas,
lakes,
hospitales,
hospitals,
universidades,
universities,
muchas obras públicas.
many public works.
Y cuando hay crecimiento económico, hay empleo.
And when there is economic growth, there is work,
Hay bienestar,
there is well-being,
y hay paz,
and there is
y hay
peace,
tranquilidad.
and there's tranquility.
Cuando comienza esta nueva política que
So when this politic begins that we
nosotros llamamos
call
neoliberal,
neoliberal
en estos últimos 30 años,
in these last 30 years,
y no es un asunto político o ideológico,
and this is not just an ideological, political matter
sino datos duros.
or belief, but there's actual hard facts.
El crecimiento promedio,
The median growth,
2% anual,
2% annually
en 36 años.
in 36 years, or for
Y
the
si
last 36
descontamos
years.
el aumento
And if from that we remove the growth of
en la población,
the amount of people,
el resultado es prácticamente cero.
okay, so if you take into the account the growth of the population, the factor actually of the growth is zero,
Crecimiento económico.
economic growth.
Esto explica mucho el porqué
So that explains very much of why
del problema de la inseguridad y de la violencia.
we have this problem of insecurity and violence.
Mucha gente se quedó sin opciones.
Many people were left without other options,
Sin alternativas.
without alternatives.
Se abandonó el campo.
Okay, se abandonó el campo means they abandoned the camps, and I'm wondering if he means like labor camps. The field. Okay, so the field. So the field, which means, like the, I don't know, where they grow foods and stuff.
Se pensó a la ligera
So they were thinking kind of like in a short term, kind of lightly. They considered it lightly.
de que si estábamos ya globalizados,
They thought that if we were globalized,
¿para qué apoyar al campo
why bother with the fields?
si se podía comprar en el extranjero?
If you could buy from foreign places
Lo que necesitáramos,
whatever we needed,
lo que consumimos.
whatever we consumed, we could get externally. So why bother to go to the fields, is what he's saying.
Y fíjense a lo que llegamos.
So now look where we're at. Look what we've come to.
De México es originario el maíz.
From Mexico was the origin of corn or maize,
Esa bendita planta.
that holy plant
Que le da de comer a millones de mexicanos.
that feeds millions of Mexicans.
Pero ahora estamos comprando el maíz
But now we are buying the corn
en el extranjero.
from external sources or foreign places.
México es el país del mundo que más maíz compra.
Mexico is the place in the world that most, or that buys the most corn or maize. Let me see, I want to make sure. Okay, so external, externo, but they're referring to foreign.
En el extranjero, que más importa maíz.
Okay,
Pero
okay, so in extranjero, okay, maybe I'm not using the right word, hold on. Foreign, yeah, so foreign. So he says we buy this maíz or corn.
Pero lo mismo con las gasolinas.
So now, same thing is happening also with gasoline. Or fuel.
Tenemos petróleo
We have petroleum
y compramos las gasolinas.
and we buy the gasoline.
Porque desde hace 40 años,
Because for 40 years,
precisamente, no se construye una nueva refinería.
we have not constructed or built any new refineries
En nuestro país.
in our country.
Ahora hemos llegado al colmo
So now we've reached our limit
de que ya se está comprando en el extranjero
that we are now buying from foreign countries
petróleo crudo,
crude oil,
materia prima.
prime materials.
Esto nunca había sucedido.
This never had occurred before.
Por eso la gasolina es más cara.
So that's why gasoline is so much more expensive
En México que en Estados Unidos.
in Mexico than in the US.
Peor aún,
Worse yet,
en Guatemala
in Guatemala,
no tienen petróleo
they have no petroleum,
y es más barata la gasolina que en México.
and it's cheaper there than in Mexico.
Entonces, tenemos que cambiar esto.
Therefore, we have to change this.
Tenemos que cambiar la política económica y también se tiene que acabar
We have to change our political economy, and also we have to change
la corrupción,
the corruption.
porque no solo se abandonó el pueblo,
Because not only were the people abandoned,
sino no se dieron buenos ejemplos.
we also did not give good examples.
La autoridad
The authorities
se dedicó
dedicated themselves to
a cometer ilícitos.
commit illicit acts.
El gobierno se puso al servicio de una minoría rapaz
The government put itself in the hands of a minority that was rapacious,
y se desató también la corrupción.
and so therefore we set loose corruption
Como nunca,
like never before.
siempre, desgraciadamente, ha habido corrupción en México.
Unfortunately, there has always been corruption in Mexico. Unfortunately.
Desde la época de la colonia.
From the times of the colonies.
Después de la independencia,
After independence,
después de la revolución,
after the revolution,
pero lo sucedido en los últimos 36 años
but what has occurred in the last 36 years
no tiene precedente.
has no precedent.
No hay comparación.
There is no comparison.
Hace poco, un organismo internacional
Not a short time ago, an international organization
que se llama Transparencia
that is called Transparency
Internacional,
International.
que hace una encuesta cada año
It does a like a encuesta. No, I need to look up that word because I want to make sure I translate it properly. Encuesta. It's a poll. Okay, encuesta is a poll. It does a poll
en todos los países.
in all the countries.
Nos colocó en el lugar 135
It placed us on its poll as number 135
en corrupción
in
en el
corruption
mundo.
of the world.
De 176
Out of 176
países evaluados,
countries that were evaluated,
ocupamos el lugar 135.
we occupied the spot for 135.
Pues todo esto es lo que llevó a la descomposición social,
All these things were what took our country into a social destruction or decomposition,
y a la inseguridad,
and to
a la
insecurity,
violencia.
and to violence.
El mexicano no es malo
The Mexican is
por
not
naturaleza.
bad by nature.
Empujaron a muchos a tomar el camino de las conductas
Many were pushed to take the road of conducts
antisociales.
that were antisocial.
¿Qué le dejaron como opción a la gente?
What options did they give to the people?
Mientras unos cuantos
While a few were
saqueaban,
saqueaban. Now that's another word that he uses a lot that I want to know exactly what it means. I'm sure it's, they took out. So they were stealing or taking away.
se quedaban con todo,
And taking everything.
lo que es del pueblo, lo que es de la nación.
What belonged to the people, what belonged to the nation.
Dejaron la economía informal,
They left the economy informally.
buscarse la vida a la gente,
They basically left people to figure it out, find a way to live, find a way to survive, find a living, a way to make a living.
como pudiera
However
hacer
you could,
para mantener a sus familias.
so you could support your families.
Otros
Others
a emigrar.
immigrated or to immigration.
Millones de mexicanos viviendo en Estados Unidos.
Millions of Mexicans living in the United States.
Fíjense lo ingrato.
Imagine how, now ingrato, I know it translates to ingrate, but it really has a different meaning. Ingrato, okay, wait. Ungrateful. Okay, so ungrateful, imagine how ungrateful.
Esos mexicanos tuvieron que irse a buscar la vida
These Mexicans had to go look for
a
another
buscar
life,
algo que
to
mitigue
find
su hambre y su pobreza.
something that would mitigate their hunger, their poverty.
Y ahora,
And now
nuestros paisanos
our countrymen
están enviando 28,000 millones de dólares al
are sending back $28 million
año
a year
a sus familiares.
to their families.
Y esas remesas de dinero son la principal fuente
And that money is the principal source or stream
de ingresos que tiene el país.
that of monies, or what is it, like ingresos is earnings that the country has.
Si no fuese por esos ingresos,
If it wasn't for those earnings,
estaría peor
for that income,
todavía la situación
the
económica.
situation, the financial or economical situation would be even worse.
Y otros
And others
pues tomaron el camino de las conductas antisociales.
took the course or the road to antisocial conduct.
Entonces, ¿qué queremos ahora llevar a cabo?
So what do we want to do now? How do we want to proceed now?
Un cambio,
A change.
no un cambio de gobierno.
No, not a change in government.
Un cambio de régimen,
A change in regimen.
ir a fondo,
Let's go to the basis.
que se acabe la corrupción,
That we need to end corruption.
que se acabe la impunidad,
Let's end impunity. It needs to
porque
end.
ese es el principal problema del país.
Because
Nada
that is
dañado más a México que la deshonestidad.
He says that is the principal problem. Nothing hurts Mexico more than dishonesty
de los gobernantes.
of the governors
Y un buen
or
juez
government. And a good
por la
judge
casa empieza.
begins in his own home.
Vamos a dar el ejemplo arriba.
Let's give the example from above.
Se va a acabar con la corrupción,
Corruption will end, will be brought to an end,
y sin aumentar los impuestos,
and without raising the taxes,
sin crear impuestos nuevos,
without creating new taxes,
sin gasolinazos,
without raising the price of gas,
sin endeudar al país.
without indebting our country,
Con esa fórmula de
With that
acabar con la
formula.
corrupción
of fighting corruption,
y acabar con los privilegios,
and to end with the privileges or privileged,
vamos a tener presupuesto
we will have a budget
para impulsar actividades productivas, para
to propel productive activities,
que haya trabajo,
so there will be
para
work,
que haya bienestar,
so there will be well-being,
y consideramos que de esa manera vamos a conseguir la paz y la
and we believe or consider that in that way we will gain peace
tranquilidad.
and tranquility.
El 80%
80%
de un plan para serenar al país
80% of the plan to make our country serene,
para garantizar la seguridad pública
to guarantee public welfare and security,
depende
depends
de lo que hagamos
on what we do
en desarrollo,
in the development
en crecimiento económico,
and in economic growth,
en empleo, en bienestar,
in jobs, in well-being, health
para nuestro pueblo.
for our people.
El otro 20%
The other 80%
para resolver el grave problema de la
to resolve the grave problem
inseguridad y de la violencia,
of insecurity and violence
tiene que ver
has to do with
con el no permitir la corrupción
not permitting corruption
en las fuerzas policiales,
in the police forces,
en las corporaciones militares,
in military corporations or units,
en jueces, en
judges,
Ministerio Público.
public ministries.
Depende también, y ahí está comprendido en ese 20%, el
And also included within this 20% and dependent upon this is
profesionalismo,
professionalism,
la perseverancia,
perseverance,
que el presidente, como comandante de las fuerzas
that the president, as commander of the armed forces,
armadas, comandante supremo,
commander supreme,
no delegue este asunto
should not argue this problem or situation
a la secretaria de Gobernación, al secretario
to the Secretary of Government, to the Secretary
de Seguridad Pública, al
of the Republic,
secretario de la Defensa,
Defense Secretary,
al secretario de Marina,
the Secretary of the Marines.
que asuma su responsabilidad.
Let them assume their responsibilities
Y que atienda
and let them attend
este que es el principal problema del
that this, which is the main or principal problem of this country,
país, lo que más preocupa a los mexicanos.
what most preoccupies or worries the Mexican people,
Y que lo hagamos unidos,
and that we do this unitedly.
el problema también es de que cada quien
The problem is also that everyone
actúa por su cuenta.
acts on their own behalf.
Por un lado,
On one side,
el ejército.
the military.
Por otro lado,
On the other end,
la Secretaría de Marina.
the Secretary of Marine.
Por otro lado,
Another end,
la Policía Federal.
federal police.
Por otro lado,
On another side,
las policías ministeriales.
ministerial
Por otro lado,
polices.
las policías estatales.
On the other hand, state police.
Por otro lado, las policías municipales.
On another hand, the municipal police.
¿Por qué no nos unimos?
Why don't we unite?
Y tenemos una Guardia Nacional
And we have a National Guard
para la seguridad pública.
for public security.
Eso es lo que estamos proponiendo.
That is what we are proposing.
Unirnos
For us
para
to be united,
darle paz y tranquilidad
to give peace and tranquility
a nuestro pueblo.
to our people.
Fíjense
Imagine
el estado de indefensión
the state of indefensibility or defenselessness
en que están los mexicanos
that
en la
Mexicans
actualidad.
are actually in.
Si analizamos el problema
If we analyze the problem
con objetividad, con
with objectivity,
realismo,
with realism,
el presidente de la República,
the President of the Republic,
de acuerdo a la Constitución,
according to the Constitution,
si se respeta la Constitución,
if he respects the Constitution,
solo dispone para tareas de seguridad pública,
only works for social public works,
de cuando mucho 20,000 elementos.
usually no more than 20,000 elements
De la Policía Federal.
of federal police.
Porque esa corporación
Because that corporation
tiene cerca de 40,000 elementos,
has about 40,000 elements,
pero casi la mitad
but nearly half of it
están en labores administrativas.
are in administrative labor.
20,000 elementos
20 people,
es con lo que puede
that's what they could
disponer
dispose
el
of
presidente, de acuerdo a la Constitución.
as a president according to the Constitution.
Porque actualmente,
Because
de conformidad con la Constitución,
if you conform with the Constitution,
no pueden las Fuerzas Armadas participar en labores de seguridad pública.
the way the Constitution is written, the military could not help in social activities.
Tampoco. Esto es ni el ejército ni la marina.
And also, this is neither the military nor the Marines.
Entonces, ¿cómo
So there, how
enfrentar el problema tan grave de la inseguridad
are we going to confront this grave problem of
y
insecurity
de la violencia
and violence
si no hay una reforma
if we do not have a reform
a la Constitución?
to the Constitution?
Tiene más policías,
They have more police.
el gobierno de la Ciudad de México
The government of the city of Mexico,
en sus 3, 4 corporaciones
in its 3 to 4 corporations,
cuenta con 80,000 policías.
they have 80,000 police,
Mucho más que los 20,000
so much more than the 20,000
con que dispone el presidente
that the president is allowed to have at his disposal
de la República.
of the republic.
Entonces, ¿qué es lo que estamos proponiendo?
So then what is it that we are proposing?
Bueno, hacer una fuerza
Well, we're proposing to make a force
uniendo la policía militar,
joining military police,
la policía naval,
the naval police,
la policía federal,
the federal police,
crear
to create
una Guardia Nacional.
a national guard.
Nada más
Only,
esto significaría en elementos
so this would mean in elements or units or people, the number of people,
3, 4 veces más
3 to 4 times as many
que lo que se tiene ahora.
than what we have now.
Desde luego, yo no voy a hacer nada
But of course, I am not going to do anything
que viole la Constitución.
that would violate the Constitution,
Que viole las leyes.
that would violate laws.
Por eso,
That is why,
con toda claridad,
with all clarity
transparencia,
and transparency,
estamos presentando
I am presenting
una reforma a la Constitución
a reform to the Constitution
para que la Guardia Nacional
so that the
pueda
National Guard
ocuparse
can be occupied
de tareas
with the duties
de seguridad pública.
of public security.
Eso es lo que estamos proponiendo.
That is what we are
Ya no darle la
proposing.
vuelta,
Not to go around it,
ya no andar con simulaciones.
not to be acting with simulations.
¿Y por qué defiendo yo?
And why do
Este
I
proyecto.
defend this
Primero-
project? First of all,
Porque como ya lo dije, es muy grave.
because like I said, it's very grave problem.
La situación de inseguridad y de violencia.
The situation with security or insecurity and violence.
Segundo,
Second of all,
porque
because
no hay
there is no
cómo enfrentarlo
or way to
si no se
confront
reforma la Constitución.
if you cannot reform the Constitution. You cannot work on this problem.
Y tercero, estoy proponiendo esto
And third of all, I'm proposing this
porque le tengo confianza
because I have confidence
al ejército,
in the
a la
military
Marina.
and the Marines.
porque lo he dicho en las plazas,
Because like I've said in the plazas,
y lo repito aquí,
and I repeat here,
el soldado es pueblo uniformado.
the soldiers are the people or the common man in uniforms.
Conozco la historia de mi país.
I understand or I well know the story of my country or history of my country.
Y conozco la historia del ejército.
And I know the history of the military.
Este ejército surge
This military or ejército is the army. Surge. Let me see what surge means. Arises.
1913,
In 1913,
surge del pueblo.
it
Es un ejército revolucionario.
arose from the country as a revolutionary group.
Surgió
It arose
porque
because
los potentados
those
del régimen porfirista
the people that were in power, the regiment of Porfirio,
traicionaron
traicionaron, betrayed
al apóstol de la democracia,
the apostle of democracy,
a Francisco y Madero.
Francisco y Madero.
Llegaron al extremo de asesinarlo.
They went to the extreme of assassinating him
De manera vil,
in a
un
vile,
presidente bueno,
in a vile way, a good president,
patriota,
patriot,
honesto,
honest,
demócrata.
Democrat,
Y Venustiano Carranza,
and
que era gobernador de Coahuila,
Venustiano Carranza, who was the government of Cahuilla.
fue el único
He was
de
the
todos
only,
los gobernadores
he was the only one of all the governors
que se opuso
that was opposed to
a ese golpe militar.
that military strike.
Y desde Coahuila
And from Cahuilla, he.
al pueblo.
Okay, now let me see exactly what he said there. Okay, hold on.
Fue el único de todos los gobernadores que se opuso a ese golpe militar. Y desde Coahuila llamó al pueblo
Oh, from Cahuilla, he called the people
a derrocar.
to Okay, derrocar. That's another word that I'm not familiar with. Derrocar. Let's see. Derogate? It's got to be a derogate, and I'm not sure what that means. To derogate. Or destroy, or, I don't know, fight it?
A Victoriano Huerta.
Oh, Victoriano Huerta? That's the person they were called upon to derogate.
Que había usurpado el poder.
Oh, so he had usurped the power.
Y así surge este ejército.
And that is how this military came to be. Now, let me look for the proper word for ejército, because I don't think I'm translating it quite right. Ejército. Army. Okay, so this army.
Y desde que se constituye el ejército
And since they constituted the army
de México en esta nueva etapa revolucionaria,
of Mexico in this new etapa is word etapa. I can't think of the translation. I know what that is. Stage. In this stage,
nunca este ejército ha dado un golpe de Estado.
never has this army attacked, had a state attack of state.
Siempre ha sido respetuoso
It has always been respectful
de la autoridad
of authority,
civil.
civil authority.
No voy a mencionar los casos de otros países
I am not going to mention the cases of other countries
por respeto,
due to my respect or being respectful.
pero el ejército mexicano es distinto.
But the Mexican army is different
En ese aspecto,
in this
a los
matter
ejércitos
to the other
de otros
governments.
países
Caleb, I'm recording.
del mundo.
Of the world.
Es un ejército disciplinado.
It's a disciplined army.
La última confrontación interna
The last internal confrontation
se dio en 1938, 1939,
was in 1938 and 39,
cuando la rebelión
during the rebellion
del general Cedillo. A partir de ahí,
from the General Cedillo. Apart from that,
nada.
nothing.
Disciplina,
Discipline,
respeto
respect
a la autoridad
to
civil.
authority, civil authorities.
Esto que ustedes están demostrando
This that you are demonstrating at this time,
esa actitud
this attitude,
institucional, respetuosa,
institutional, respectful,
del general secretario,
the General Secretary.
general Cienfuegos. Este es nuestro ejército.
This is our army.
¿Por qué? También le tengo confianza al ejército
Why do I have also confidence in the army?
porque surge del pueblo. Cuando me iba
Because it comes forth or surges from the people. When I was going to,
a tocar decidir
or when I was going to decide
a quién proponer
who to propose
como nuevo secretario de la Defensa,
as the new Secretary of Defense,
que es una facultad del presidente,
which is a faculty of the President,
hice una investigación
I did an investigation
de los 34, 36 generales
Of the 34 to 36 generals
en activo, no llegué a conocerlos a todos
actually, I didn't get to know them all personally,
personalmente, pero sí, vi todos los expedientes.
but I did look at all of their files.
Me llamó la atención algo.
And something came to my attention, or caught my attention,
Que también me lo manifestó el general
that he also manifested to me, General
Cienfuegos.
Cienfuegos,
Cuando se inscribieron los actuales generales,
when the actual generals applied,
algunos creo que terminaron en estos
and some of them, I believe, ended up in
días,
a few days,
pero antes del 20 de noviembre,
but before the 20th of November,
de los 34, 36 generales
of the 34 to 36 generals
en activo,
inactive,
cuando se inscribieron al colegio militar,
when they applied to the military college, or I don't know, whatever, some kind of military training,
manifestaron
they,
ser hijos de campesinos.
they manifested themselves to be sons, or I guess and daughters, of field workers, or the poor people,
De obreros,
of workers,
de mecánicos,
mechanics,
de comerciantes,
commercial workers, or
de soldados.
of soldiers.
Estoy hablando de los oficiales,
I'm talking about the officials,
del más alto rango,
of the
de
highest
los generales de
ranking,
división.
Of the highest rank, the generals, 36.
Imagínense la tropa, los soldados.
Imagine the troops, the soldiers.
Los conozco
I know them
porque conozco a sus familias.
because I know your families. I know their families.
Hijos de campesinos, de obreros.
Now let me look at that word, obreros. Obreros. It's workers, sons of workers. Campesinos, let me see. Farmers. So workers, farmers.
Yo conozco todo el país,
I know the whole country.
todos los municipios de México.
All
Los he visitado más de una vez.
of Mexico. I have visited them more than once.
Los cerca de 2.500 municipios.
Nearly 2,500 municipalities.
Conozco los 570 municipios de Oaxaca.
I know the 570 municipalities of Oaxaca.
Y sé de dónde viene
And I know where you come from.
este ejército.
This
Y
army
le tengo confianza.
that I have confidence
Y
in.
es, por si fuese poco,
And if that's not enough,
un ejército nacionalista.
a nationalist military army
Que nunca ha estado subordinado
that has never been subordinated
a ningún gobierno extranjero.
to any foreign government.
Les tengo confianza
I have confidence in them,
y reconozco
and I recognize
su profesionalismo.
your professionalism.
¿Y qué pido
And what do
ahora?
I
¿Qué estoy
today
planteando?
now? What am I planning? Or planteando is like Let me look for the proper word for planteando. Planteando. Raising. Or like, what am I, develop me? What is my plan? What am I thinking of?
Poco a poco
That little by little,
se vaya dando un giro.
we start to give a giro, a turn,
Que no solo sea la defensa de la nación,
that it not only be the defense of the nation,
la seguridad nacional,
the national security,
la seguridad interior,
the internal security,
también
also
la seguridad pública.
the public security,
Porque
because
eso lo necesitamos los
is
mexicanos.
what the Mexicans
Y vengo
need.
a pedirles su apoyo.
And I come to ask for your support,
No a imponer nada.
not to impose anything on you.
Desde luego
Of course,
que podría ser una orden,
it could be an order,
pero
but
no vamos
we are not
a imponer nada.
to impose anything.
Decía el presidente Juárez, nada por la fuerza.
And like President Juarez used to say, nothing by force,
Todo por la razón
all by using reason
y el derecho.
and rights.
Y así vamos a actuar.
And that's how
Y yo
we're
estoy
going
seguro
to
que voy a
behave.
contar
And I am sure that I am going to count
con el apoyo
with the apoyo, it's like backing, but I can't think of the proper word, support for, or the support
de ustedes,
of you all.
porque sus familias, ustedes mismos,
Because your families and you yourselves,
donde viven, saben
where you live, you know
que tenemos el problema
that we have this problem
de la inseguridad y
of
de la violencia.
insecurity and violence.
Vamos a esperar
So we're going to wait
a que el Congreso resuelva
for Congress to resolve,
y
and also,
también, si es necesario,
if it is necessary,
vamos a hacer una consulta
we're going to consult
con los ciudadanos.
with the citizens.
Yo voy a defender el punto
I will
de que debe de haber
I will defend this point that there should be
una Guardia Nacional.
a National Guard
Para que se pueda reformar
so that we can reform
la Constitución.
the Constitution.
Les agradezco mucho el que estén aquí.
I appreciate you being here very much.
Nos vamos a seguir encontrando porque yo
We will continue to be happening upon each other because I will
voy a tomar posición el día primero, el
I will be taking a position on the 1st, on Saturday.
sábado. Les invito,
I invite you.
no vamos a poder entrar todos
We will not all be able to enter
en el Congreso,
in the Congress,
pero vamos a estar en la tarde, noche,
but we will be there in the evening and the night
en el Zócalo,
in the Socano. And now I'm not sure what the Socano is, so let me look that up. Hold on. Socano. I don't know what it is. It just gives me the same word. There is no translation for it. Socano. Okay, hold on. Socano.
los que estén franco, sus familias
And to be frank, your families
están invitados
are invited
para iniciar la transformación de México, inaugurar
to initiate the transformation of Mexico, to inaugurate
una etapa nueva.
a new phase.
Y entre todos,
And between all of us,
vamos a hacer historia.
we will make history.
Van a cambiar las cosas.
Things are going to change.
Les hablaba yo de que lo primero va a ser
I used to say to you that the first thing would be
atender las necesidades del pueblo.
to attend to the needs of the people.
¿Qué va a haber desde el día primero?
What will there be from the first day, or the first?
Todos los jóvenes
All young people
que no tienen ahora trabajo,
that at this
que están
time
desempleados,
do not have jobs and are unemployed,
2.300.000 jóvenes
2,300,000 young people
van a ser contratados.
will be contracted,
Se les va a dar trabajo como aprendices.
will get jobs as apprentices.
Van a estar en talleres, en
They will be in shops, automotive shops,
empresas,
companies. And let me look at that word empresa for what's the most proper word of empresa. Printa. Printed. I don't believe that's the right word, but it's more like companies.
en comercios, en el campo, en la ciudad,
The fields, the cities,
capacitándose.
becoming capable.
Se les va a pagar
They will be paid.
inicialmente un sueldo de 3.600 pesos.
Initially, a salary of 3,600 pesos.
Todos los jóvenes,
All the young people
que ahora les llaman ninis,
that today are called nini
porque ni estudian ni trabajan.
because neither do they study nor do they work.
No es culpa de ellos,
It's not their fault.
no han tenido oportunidad.
They haven't had the opportunity.
Ahora estamos levantando un censo.
So now we are getting a census,
Casa por casa,
house by house,
incorporando a los jóvenes
to incorporate the young people
al estudio y al trabajo.
to either studies and work or studies or work.
También
Also,
los que van a estudiar en la universidad,
and also those that go to study at the universities
familias de escasos recursos económicos,
that come from families of low income or resources.
beca mensual,
They will have a grant monthly,
2.400 pesos.
2,400 pesos a month.
Todos los que estudian preparatoria,
All that study preparatoria, which let me look for that, preparatoria, high school,
colegios de bachilleres,
bachelorate college,
escuelas técnicas,
technical schools,
todos,
all of them,
más de 4 millones
more than
de
4
jóvenes,
million people,
su beca mensual.
their monthly grant.
Becas también para los que estudian primaria, secundaria.
And we will have grants also for those that are in the primary and secondary schools.
Se van a abrir 100 universidades públicas.
We will open up 100 public universities
En el país.
in our country.
Vamos a aumentar la pensión
We will increase the pension, and or the other word for it would be like the money they get when they retire.
a los adultos mayores al doble.
For older or aged elderly adults to double.
Y va a incluir adultos mayores de las Fuerzas Armadas.
And it will include elderly adults from the military forces or the armed forces.
Que ahora nada más reciben la pensión que les corresponde por ley, la Secretaría de la Defensa,
So right now they are only receiving by law the Secretary of Defense
o en Marina
and the Marines.
también van a recibir
They
este
also
apoyo.
will receive this money, or this, well, like retirement funds,
A partir del día primero.
after the first.
Va a ser pensión universal
It will be a universal pension
para todos los adultos mayores.
for
1 millón
for all the elderly or older adults. 1 million
de discapacitados pobres, sobre todo niñas y niños,
1 million of disabled, most of all children, boys and girls,
su pensión
will get
mensual.
a monthly pension.
Vamos a ir poco a poco, va a ser
We will be going little by little
un proceso hacia la gratuidad.
we will be going forward little by little on a plan towards gratuity,
En la atención médica
towards the attention, medical attention, or when it has to, in the dealings of medical attention
y en los medicamentos.
and medications.
Vamos a hacer muchas obras
We are going to do many works,
públicas.
public works.
Por ejemplo, en Oaxaca les hablaba de que
For example, in Oaxaca, I was telling someone that
son 570 municipios.
there was 570 municipalities.
Hay casi 300 de esos 570 municipios
There's nearly 300 out of those 570 municipalities
que no tienen camino pavimentado
that have no paved roads
a sus cabeceras municipales.
to their main, the heads of their municipalities, or the main areas.
Vamos a construir todos esos caminos.
We are going to construct all those roads.
No los vamos a hacer con maquinaria,
We are not going to be making them using machinery
con asfalto.
with asphalt.
Los vamos a hacer de concreto
We're going to make them out of concrete
y con revolvedoras.
and with small hand turning machines. So they're going to be turning the cement themselves
Para dar trabajo.
so that we can give employment,
Que se logre un triple propósito.
so that we can gain this triple purpose,
Que se dé trabajo.
that you give work,
Que se haga la obra
that you do the job,
y que el dinero quede
and that the money stay
en las mismas comunidades.
in the same community.
Vamos, hoy
Today we are going to,
se está preguntando
some are asking,
sobre si quiere la gente o no
whether the people want or do not want
la construcción del Tren Maya.
the construction of the train named Maya.
$1,500 kilómetros
1,500 kilometers
de tren
of train,
moderno,
modern,
rápido,
rapid,
de pasajero y de carga,
of passenger and load,
para Tabasco, para Chiapas,
towards Tabasco and Chiapas,
Campeche, Yucatán,
Campeche, Yucatán, Quintana Roo.
Quintana Roo. Eso va a significar mucho
That will mean lots of work.
trabajo. Vamos también a desarrollar
And additionally, we are going to develop
el istmo de Tehuantepec,
we're going to construct the istmo. I'm not sure what the istmo is, but they're going to construct it in Chapultepec.
Se va a modernizar el puerto de Salina Cruz.
They're going to modernize the port of Salinas Cruz,
El puerto de Coatzacoalcos.
the puerto of Coatzacoalcos.
Se va a construir una vía
They will construct a road or way
para un ferrocarril de carga
for a railroad of loads,
de contenedores
of containers,
para acercar, así como se hace por el canal de Panamá,
so that they can gain closeness, or cercar means to fence, like they do with the Panama Canal.
acercar a los países de Asia con
Oh, to bring close the countries of Asia
la costa este
to the east coast,
de la Unión Americana.
to the American Union side
De Estados Unidos
of United States,
y muchas otras obras.
and many other works.
Vamos a extraer petróleo,
We are going to extract petroleum.
se van a perforar pozos porque
We're going to perforate new or drill new
estamos en una situación
oil pits, because we're in a situation
difícil.
that's difficult.
Cuando se aprobó la llamada reforma
When they approved the so-called reform,
energética
energy reform,
hace 4 años,
4 years ago,
se dijo que íbamos a estar produciendo ahora
they said at that time that we would be producing,
porque iba a llegar la inversión extranjera,
that foreign investments would come,
3 millones de barriles diarios.
that we would be getting 3 million barrels daily.
¿Saben cuántos estamos
Do you know how many we
produciendo?
were producing?
1.800.000.
1,800,000.
Hemos perdido 1.200.000 barriles diarios.
We have lost 1,200,000 daily,
Y va a la baja la producción.
and the production was decreasing or decreased.
¿Qué necesitamos hacer?
What do we need to do?
Perforar pozos.
Perforate wells.
Estoy llamando a petroleros
So I'm calling out petroleum people, workers,
jubilados en activo
that have have retired and are inactive.
a rescatar de nuevo, como lo hizo el general Cárdenas,
The way to rescue again, like the General Cardenas did,
la industria petrolera,
the petroleum industry,
para sacar adelante.
so we can bring our people forward, or bring them to bring forward, but they mean more like to advance, to help us advance.
La industria petrolera, la industria eléctrica,
And also not only the petroleum industry, but also the electrical industry.
entonces va a haber crecimiento, va a haber
So there will be growth,
empleo, va a haber
there will be work,
bienestar
there will be well-being,
y vamos a lograr la paz,
and we will achieve peace,
y vamos a lograr la tranquilidad
and we will achieve tranquility
de nuestro país.
in our country.
Yo estoy muy satisfecho, muy
I am very satisfied
contento
and happy
por estar aquí con
because I am here with you today.
ustedes ya termino.
Now I am ending.
Estoy a gusto
I am happy. I am comfortable.
porque esto es lo que he venido haciendo por años.
Because this is what I have been doing for years. A little bit of a headache.
Ir pueblo por
I've been
pueblo,
going from town to
en
town.
todas las plazas públicas a
In
hablar
all the public squares to speak
de esta manera,
in this way.
hasta que ahora ya
And finally now,
con más decisión el pueblo
with more decision or decisiveness, the people
nos está dando su respaldo
is giving us their backing
y todo su apoyo. Y
and
no le
all
vamos a fallar
its support. And we will not fail them.
al pueblo. No voy a traicionar la
We will not fail the people. I will not betray
confianza
their confidence
del pueblo.
of the people.
Han habido buenos presidentes
There have been great or good presidents
y otros no tan buenos.
and others not so good.
Yo quiero pasar a la historia como un buen presidente.
I want to pass into history as a good president.
Quiero pasar a la historia como el mejor
I want to pass into history as the best
presidente que ha habido. Quiero
president there has ever been. I want
guardadas las proporciones,
to save the proportions
seguir el ejemplo
and to follow the example
del mejor presidente que ha habido en la
of the best president there has been in the history of
historia de nuestro país,
our country,
Benito Juárez García.
Benito Juárez García.
Y quiero
And I
seguir el
want
ejemplo
to follow the example
su vocación democrática
of his democratic invocation or vocation
de Francisco y Madero,
de Francisco y Madero, and I want to be
un buen presidente como lo fue
a good president like
en su momento el general
the and in his time the General
Lázaro Cárdenas del Río.
Lázaro Cárdenas del Río.
Yo les agradezco mucho
I appreciate you very much
tener esta oportunidad de conversar, de
to have this opportunity to converse
platicar
and speak
con ustedes.
with you.
Vamos adelante,
We will go forward
juntos,
together
a que haya paz,
towards peace
que haya tranquilidad
and
en
tranquility
nuestro país.
in our country.
Que los que ya están en la policía
That those that are already in the police,
militar,
military police,
si lo aprueba
if they approve,
el Congreso,
the Congress
que nos ayuden
will help us or can help us, or hopefully they'll help us
en las labores de seguridad pública.
in the labors of public security.
Y que también
And that additionally,
los que están en otras funciones en el ejército,
that the others that are doing other functions in our army
y quieran ayudar en esto,
and would like to help in this,
va a haber una segunda etapa
there will be a second phase
y se van a poder inscribir
and you can apply
para formar parte
to form part
de la Guardia
of the Guard,
Nacional,
of the National Guard,
con el mismo nivel
with the same level
que tienen ahora.
that you have now.
Es decir,
That is to say,
con el mismo procedimiento
with the same procedures,
administrativo
administrative,
de ascensos,
censures,
con la misma disciplina,
with the same discipline,
con el mismo profesionalismo,
with the same professionalism,
nada más que
only with the
poniendo el énfasis
putting the emphasis on
en la seguridad pública
in public security.
y,
And
aunque ya se está haciendo en todo
even though it's already being done in all the country
el ejército y se debe de seguir haciendo,
and should continue to happen,
insistir más
insist more
en el respeto a los derechos humanos,
in the respect for human rights
y en cumplir
and to, okay, now the word cumplir, it means to comply with, but let me see what's a better word. Cumplir. Comply, it means comply, but okay, well, let's say, and comply
los protocolos
with the protocols
para el uso de la fuerza.
for use of force.
Son dos materias
There's two
que se tienen
matters
que ir introduciendo
that
para
have to be introduced or have to be become introduced. So,
darle un giro a las Fuerzas Armadas
to propel the armed forces.
y que ahora que lo necesita el país,
And then now that the country needs them,
nos ayuden
they help
en
us in
la tarea
the duty of
de la seguridad pública.
public security.
Van a mantener sus sueldos,
You will maintain your salaries.
a veces se malinterpretan las cosas,
Sometimes things are misinterpreted.
algunos para meterles miedo,
Some, in order to instill fear in you.
en la campaña decían,
In the campaign, they were saying,
cuidado
be careful
con ya sabes quién,
with you know who,
porque
because
te van a bajar los sueldos.
he's going to lower your
No,
salaries. He says,
lo digo con todo respeto,
no, I say it with all respect.
van a bajar arriba, los de abajo van a ganar más.
No, he says, they're going to be lowered down. The ones that are below are going to earn more.
Arriba los de abajo.
The bottom is now going to be on the top.
Muchas gracias
Thank you very
de todo
much
corazón.
from all my heart.
Muchas gracias
Thank you
al
very
general
much
secretario de la Defensa
to the General of Defense,
Nacional,
National-
Salvador Cienfuegos
Salvador Cienfuegos
Cepeda,
Cepeda,
un extraordinario general,
an extraordinary general,
un hombre institucional
an institutional man
que nos dio todas las facilidades
that gave us all the facilities
para que en este proceso de transición
so that in this process of transition
avanzáramos
we could advance.
ya en el plan
Now in the plan
que va a iniciar
that it will be initiated
de manera provisional
in a provisional manner
el día 1
on the 1st
y de manera definitiva
and in a definite way or definitive way
cuando el Congreso
when the Congress
apruebe lo de la Guardia
approves the matter regarding the Guard,
Nacional.
National Guard.
Lo mismo puedo decir
The same thing I can also say
del almirante secretario de Marina,
of the Admiral Secretary of the Marines,
Francisco Vidal
Francisco Vidal
Soberón, que se ha portado
that has behaved
igual,
the same,
de manera institucional.
in an institutional manner here.
Y aprovecho también
Here I also take the opportunity to
para hacerle un reconocimiento
recognize
al presidente Enrique Peña Nieto,
the President Enrique Peña Nieto,
porque ha actuado
because he has behaved
también con
also
mucho respeto.
very respectfully.
Desde la campaña
From the time of the campaign,
yo padecí
I suffered
de la antidemocracia,
the anti-democratic,
porque
or anti-democracy, because
desde arriba
from the top
se daba la orden
they used to give the order
de que por ningún motivo
that for no reason
llegáramos nosotros.
and under no circumstances would we be allowed to arrive,
Se permitiera un cambio.
nor should there be a change allowed.
Se acuñó hasta una frase.
They even coined a phrase
El que yo era un peligro para México.
that I was a danger for Mexico.
Desde arriba.
From above.
Ahora el presidente Peña
And now President Peña
no dio instrucciones.
And this time, President Peña did not give such instructions.
Le agradezco eso.
I appreciate this.
Hubieron otros,
There were others,
pero esos por,
but those because
no puedo decir esa palabra,
I cannot say those words.
oficiosos,
Official,
que hacen cosas sin que les digan.
that did things by their own decision without being told to do it,
Nada más porque les gusta, es su naturaleza.
because they like it, because it's in their nature.
Pero el presidente Peña fue respetuoso.
But President Peña was respectful.
Y luego ya, después del día primero,
And then after the first day,
una relación también
a relation also
muy cordial.
very cordial.
Lo acabo de invitar
I just invited him
a comer hace 3, 4 días.
to eat about 3 to 4 days ago,
Ya estuvimos platicando porque ya el día
because then we began to talk, because then the day was
primero, el sábado,
on Saturday, on the 1st,
tiene que entregar la banda presidencial.
he had to deliver or present the what do you call it, the presidential flag,
¿Para qué? De acuerdo a la Constitución,
because as the Constitution says,
se inicie el nuevo gobierno.
that the new government be initiated.
Agradezco mucho
I appreciate very much
la compañía
the company
del general de división diplomado
of the General of Division Diplomatic
del Estado Mayor,
of the Major State,
Luis Crescencio
Luis Crescencio
Sandoval González,
Sandoval González,
próximo secretario de la Defensa.
the next Secretary of Defense
Nacional.
of national defense.
está aquí
He's
con
here
nosotros.
with us now.
Le tengo confianza
I have confidence
al general de división Luis Crescencio Sandoval González.
I have confidence in the General of Defense, Luis Crescencio Sandoval González.
Muchas gracias
Thank you very much
al almirante
to Admiral
José Rafael Ojeda Durán.
Rafael Ojeda Durán.
Va a ser el próximo secretario de Marina.
Will be the next Secretary of Marines.
Me acompaña
I am accompanied by
la doctora Claudia Sheinbaum,
the Dr. Claudia Sheinbaum,
que fue electa
that was elected
jefa de gobierno
Chief of Government
de la Ciudad de México.
of the City of Mexico.
Es una mujer extraordinaria,
She is an extraordinary woman,
Claudia, una
Claudia,
mujer inteligente,
an intelligent woman
con convicciones
with convictions
y honesta.
and honest.
La próxima jefa de gobierno de la
The next Chief of Government
Ciudad de México.
of Mexico.
Me acompaña
I am accompanied by
la doctora en Derecho,
the,
exministra
the Doctor of Rights
de la Suprema Corte de
and Administrator of Supreme Court
Justicia,
of Justice,
Olga Sánchez Cordero,
Olga Sánchez Cordero,
próxima secretaria de Gobernación.
the next Secretary of Government.
Y aprovecho también
And additionally, I'm going to take advantage of this opportunity to
a convocar a todos
invoke all
a que sigamos abriendo
that we continue to open
espacios,
spaces,
dando oportunidades a las mujeres
giving opportunities to women
en todo.
in everything or in all areas. Oh my goodness. So something's going on right now with the, hopefully they're not going to remove the broadcast. But I'm always concerned about that because, you know, they've been trying to block his transmissions. And it was just a fluke that I found this transmission and I saved the link to it so that I could do it a little later because it was a little bit early. But then later when I checked for it, I couldn't find it in my, actually I found it, I think it was in Facebook. But then I didn't find it later. So I don't know what's going on right now. There's, I'm not able to get a signal. Let me see if I can fix that. Give me a moment. I'm trying to see if I can fix the signal. So hopefully, because it looks like their the internet is being blocked. So give me a second. I'm trying to make sure I have a connection. I see it's working in other rooms because my brother is watching in another room. Oh boy. Okay, so looks like yeah, I think it's been blocked. But in any case, it doesn't matter because we got the meat of it. At some other time, if they ever allow it to come back on, I'll play it. But in the meantime, you know, I'm always so impressed with this man, this president's manner of speaking. The words that he uses are so, you know, so great. and I love to see that that someone is taking care of the needs of the people and working for the people as opposed to for selfish reasons, and not trying to posture and make themselves look bigger, like men like to do. You know, men like, "Arr, I'm a man," but it's just, you know, great to see him just behave as a human and to take women into consideration, the poor, all the. I didn't even realize there was so many different municipalities in Mexico, much less than Oaxaca. It's 570 municipalities. Wow, how big is it? There's so much of Mexico I have not seen, and most of us don't even know exist. And I know there's beautiful areas and forests and all kinds of cool things in Mexico that still need to be seen and explored. And as he said, there's a lot of places that don't even have 300 of those Oaxacan areas have no roads, believe it or not. Oh, I can't even imagine that. To their main cities, their main like areas, they don't have. That's unbelievable. But in any case, I'm gonna end this so I can hurry up and upload it, because apparently YouTube was also blocking it. So when I was recording it, it was saying no video available. I was like, what? Luckily, I did a backup recording, and now I'm going to upload it. So let's see how that goes. Hopefully they'll let me upload it. I guess I'll have to be careful how I write the name. All right. Thank you. Bye.